I was sent to Brazil to do a story on poverty in general. So I found this little boy who was struggling up the hill with a 5-gallon bucket of water on his head. I was sitting underneath a jacamendo tree or something of the sort, and he smiled at me. I smiled back at him. He was a beautiful little kid, but death was all over him. I could see he was dying. And he told me himself that he was dying, and he didn't really care. He really wanted his brothers and sisters to be taken care of some way, someday. I did the story on Flavio. I stayed there 3 months with him, lived up in the shacks with him on top of the mountain. And when the story was published, the last line in the diary said something to the effect that Flavio told me goodbye today, and he asked me if I was coming back to the favela to see him. And I lied and said yes, because I would never go back there. I'd never seen such poverty in my life. And in came thousands and thousands and thousands of letters. In came, in less than 3 weeks, over $30,000. And Life magazine says, you got to go back and get that kid. And there was a Jewish clinic in Denver, Colorado, said if I brought him to them, they would save his life. The doctors in Rio said, this kid won't live another 6 months. I said, I'm going to take that chance. And what happened was that Flavio lived. Not only that, when I went back just a few years ago, I was in Rio, and I said, my friend Flavio, he's always writing me letters, even till today. And I went to see him, and by this time, Flavio had his own house, had 3 lovely little children, and just named one after me. I never direct people at all. I hung around and waited for a week before I used my camera, simply to convince them that I was a friend of theirs, that I wanted to help them so much. So eventually, one of the kids says, when are you going to bring your camera? I said, oh, one of these days. I let them play with my camera. One of them broke one of my cameras, but it didn't matter, you know. The whole thing was to make the family honestly feel that you were a part of them, and that for you to honestly feel that you were a part of them. Because they know, a child knows, when you're there just to exploit them. And if you're there to exploit them, you're not going to get much. I don't care how powerful you are.